how's it going? This is Derek and Sally Tagmola. We are the owners of Auto Rehab 2, and as you guys jump on, we're gonna say hi. Why do you always laugh on that part?
That's funny.
You guys, if you see me shaking and you kind of realize I'm a little giddy, it's because I am so excited to not only be talking to you guys, but also because what's gonna happen later?
Avengers.
Woo!
Finally.
Yes, oh my gosh. Avengers Endgame is happening today for us. I know it came out on Thursday. Hey Mama Tanya, I totally knew you were gonna jump on today, so that's pretty awesome. Yes, we are excited for Avengers Endgame, so we are gonna see that in probably an hour. And so after we get done talking to you guys, and so I gotta be honest, the last Avengers, I think it was Avengers Infinity War, it's not that great.
It was terrible, I tried to forget it.
Yeah, it kind of traumatized us just a little bit because it was kind of depressing. They killed off like half the people. I'm like, you cannot end an epic series like this. And so, I know, and so thankfully, Avengers Endgame is going to restore everything that was stolen from the last movie, and we're really, really excited to watch it. And so, oh my gosh, Mom, did you watch that movie already? I'm sure it will rock us. Hey, Ginger, congratulations on being cancer-free again. Ginger is a friend of ours, and so that's awesome. She just became cancer-free again, beat cancer for the second time, so that's amazing. So we're not going to talk about Avengers all this broadcast, I promise. What we are going to talk about today is the fact that we've had a lot of customers come in the last few weeks, and they've been wanting to get second opinions. And so some of the second opinions have had to do with suspension components, mainly ball joints. So today we're going to talk about ball joints. So Derek, what can you tell us about that?
So ball joints are part of your suspension. Pretty much every vehicle has them. And it is something that if you imagine a control arm, this is what's kind of behind your wheel and your tires here on this point. It is a special joint that allows suspension to move up and down, and also the wheel to turn left and right. So it's, in a sense, literally a ball joint. And so it's one of those items that is a big ticket item. A lot of people will go to get an alignment, and typically the shop will say, oh, well, you need all your ball joints done, uppers, lowers, and these are very expensive repairs. Typically, it's not a surprise to see repairs around the $1,000 mark when it comes to suspension components, especially with ball joints. And so we wanted to kind of clarify and show what it is, one, so you know what it is and what you're even talking about, and two, that you can have some way of knowing, you know, if it's serious, if it's not. It's hard because a lot of people are so scared because so many shops have kind of used a scare tactic into trying to get you to do something, like this car can't drive away unless you do this. And our goal is obviously to inform people that they can make a valid decision on their own vehicle and how they want to spend their money. So, just to get a more visual idea, this is a control arm. This is part of your suspension. Your wheel would be on this side over here. So this is something that's under your car. You don't typically ever see this. The ball joint is here on the end. So this is a joint that can move. This one's very stiff because it's obviously brand new. But this ball joint has to be pressed into this control arm. So the job is fairly labor intensive to do such a thing.
And those parts are super heavy. I don't know about you guys, I'm so glad I don't have to move those things around on a regular basis.
So when it comes down to your ball joints, the way that they typically check them is putting a floor jack under the control arm, and we pry on the tire to see if there's any linear movement in the joint. So the way that happens is the ball end that's down inside the control arm, after hitting bumps and turning and losing some of its lubrication, wears itself out. And then it begins to have play. What happens when these ball joints get play is your tire can move. It can be kind of off-cambered a little bit. It can change caster, camber. There's a lot of things that change to where they start wearing your tires out. Typically people will notice balding spots on the outer edge of their tire, or they'll notice feathering. These kind of things wear your tires out quickly, And so it is important to replace them if they are in fact bad. Unfortunately, we see oftentimes that the play is so minimal that it's not affecting the tire wear. However, it's highly recommended. Or the other most common thing we're seeing is they will recommend all 4 ball joints on vehicles that have all 4 in the front suspension based off of one having a little bit of play. So just to know how it works and to ask to see, I realize we've kind of shared that with other people, but asking to see when your vehicle is at a shop. Can I see? Can you show me what it is? I just want to know what this part is and what it looks like to have play. That you're able to make a decision and know whether do you need all 4 of them? Typically you don't.
So you would only need all 4 replaced if all 4 have sideways play.
Yes.
Correct?
Yeah. The other thing about ball joints, Ford in particular, and there's some other companies, their ball joints from factory new will have a little bit of linear play, meaning the ball joint can move up and down, but it can't move side to side. And sometimes we've seen shops recommend ball joints based off of a linear movement, even though there's service bulletins that say this ball joint factory does that. The reason some ball joints do that from factory is to allow heat. The ball joint will expand with heat as it's used, and that allows so it doesn't lock up. So some have linear play, it's under a 1/16 of an inch, and it's okay as long as it's not going side to side when we check them. So that's ball joints and suspension. That's kind of a very brief overview. It is something that we've seen a lot of lately as far as things that have been recommended. And surprisingly, of the ones that have been recommended, only about half have actually been bad enough to do. On the flip side, there are a lot of people that have been scared so much they don't trust mechanics and they will drive on bad ball joints, to the point we have had vehicles come in on a tow truck where the ball joint has popped out of the joint, the control arm dug into the ground, and the tire kind of went up into the fender. So it is a very important part to at least look at, be aware of. Ball joints are not something that are replaced incredibly often. This is something we see on vehicles around the 120,000 mile mark on up. And this does vary. It depends on, do you drive on dirt roads a lot? You know, do you hit a lot of bumps? Do you have oversized wheels and tires? Anything that puts more stress on that joint is what either speeds up or reduces the wear time on it. Vehicles that just drive around in town most of their life typically will go longer before they see a ball joint failure. And usually it's something that you will notice, either a looseness in your steering slightly, or a vehicle kind of wanders and grabs when it's driving, and that's because the steering geometry is changing because of the play. So that's a brief overview on ball joints. Like we said, have it checked out, get a chance to look at it, see what it is. Feel free to call us if you have questions about it, and we're always here to inform our customers the best we can.
Yes. Hey Arlene. Arlene is my sister. And hey Michael. Yeah, any questions you guys have, you can always email us at autorehabflagstaff@gmail.com. We're actually getting a lot of inquiries from a lot of you that are outside of Flagstaff, and we love that. We feel really honored to be able to give you automotive advice, even if you're not in Flagstaff. Hey Kobe. Kobe is one of my cousins. But we appreciate your guys' time. We appreciate you watching. Share this video and like it, comment below. Let us know, first of all, okay, let us know if you're gonna watch Avengers Endgame. I want to know.
Everyone should watch it.
Everyone should watch it. And then follow us on our Instagram. At Instagram, you can find us at Auto Rehab Flagstaff. If you look at our Insta stories, I guarantee you're gonna hear from us what our opinion was on Avengers Endgame. We won't give any spoilers, but we'll let you know how it was. And yeah, share this video, and we will see you guys next week. All right, see ya.